Some shot call live. We are back. It is Wednesday, November 29th. A couple days until December. The New Year's coming, but the most importantly, fantasy football is in the tailspin to the end. Playoffs approaching. Are we making it? Are you making it? And we can see what's going on. We're joined as usual with my main man, JT, the Dynasty Don. How we doing? How we feeling? How we living today?
I'm trying to figure out, what's the scientific, explanation behind when you wipe and there's nothing on the tissue paper.
It's called blood.
What?
Blood.
Yeah. No, there's nothing. There's just
nothing.
There's nothing there. Like you just wipe and there's nothing. It's like
there's always something.
No, there's nothing.
Well, what if there's something?
I don't know. I check. Trust me. I go back and forth. I double and triple check, but there's nothing there. And I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna have a good day. Well, I don't know if that's the sign of something good or I'm just gonna spontaneously explode 60 seconds later.
I feel like that's getting like a good luck kind of charm that when a bird shits on you, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know about that. I think this is the opposite. There's no shit in my scenario. There's usually cussing and, hey, look at that. Look at the guy. Look at the guy.
Well, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wiping butts. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another butt wiper in our Arthur Smith segment. This is a segment where we tell you who we should have started instead of someone else. And I will go first, not like it would have happened, but I should have started Curtis Samuel over pretty much anyone, especially DK Metcalf and Puka Nacua.
I started Patrick Mahomes over Jalen Hurts.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's okay. I won, but still, it was just like, damn.
Damn.
Overestimated Lane Johnson being out.
Wow.
But I did start Dak Prescott over Jalen Hurts as well.
That's good.
I mean, they scored the same.
Yeah. Jared's pointing out the obvious. It was a mistake. Yes.
Thanks, Jared.
That is that right on cue.
I mean, it's not like Mahomes went out and did nothing, but yeah, no, the weather scared me off from the Hurts game, and he's, he's not running as frequently, but it seems like when they're down by 10, he's just like, fuck it. If I die, I die. If I tear my ACL, fuck it, I'm going to run.
I started Josh Dobbs over Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
That sucked.
Yeah.
To everyone that thought Justin Fields was going to eat, RIP.
Yeah.
Let's see. I
started Cooper Kupp basically. That in and of itself. I started Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
Could have started anyone else.
Also Austin Eckler, RIP.
Yeah, he's not looking great right now.
Bro, I went to that game.
Oh yeah.
Game. And it was a bad game.
Bird's eye view of a poop bowl.
Dude.
It looked like it was going to be a Ravens blowout, and then it just kind of the Chargers just kind of hung around, and it felt like Harbaugh was just like, it felt like he was trying to out Staley.
Yo, you like in the first before the first play of the game on offense, Staley calls a timeout.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was going off in one of my chats. I was just like, we just rag on Staley incessantly. I can't believe he still has a job. He definitely won't at the end of this year. But he should have been fired. He should have been fired after the Raiders debacle. To be honest with you, he should have been fired for that. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And he should have been fired for losing a 30-point lead against the Jaguars. And he should have. It's not getting better.
No,
especially after his like, man, you don't have to ask those questions anymore. I'm gonna call the defense press conference, where it's just like, all right, have your tantrum, and then you're fucked.
Yeah, and they have a losing record under Brandon Staley.
He's a terrible head coach, probably a great coordinator,
and the offense has scored just as many points as the defense has let up, and he's supposed to be a defensive-minded coach. And then, obviously, as fans, we all got Staley'd as well because it was supposed to be a blowout, but the Ravens didn't blow them out.
No. I forgot what series it was, but Harbaugh like went for it, and it was like the dumbest. I was just like, "What are you doing? You should just punt it."
I was chanting Brian Flores and just laughing, like, "Bring back Brian Flores!"
Yeah, it's tough, man. So,
and if you were listening last week as well, JT said that the Ravens were going to win purely based on the fan base, and I was at the game. I was there. There was
Ravens home game.
It was a Ravens home game, just like Angel Stadium when the Yankees come to town. We're basically in the Bronx again. And so, with that being said, there were so many Ravens fans. I walked in and they're like, "What the hell are so many Jet fans doing here?" That's what the security guy said. And so, like, LA has two teams, and neither of them play football. That's the Lakers and the Dodgers. Other fan bases need to step it the fuck up.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's basically an away game. I mean, it's crazy. But
and I went with some people that aren't too privy of football and fan bases and stuff. So I said, listen to when the Chargers make a good play and see how loud it is versus when the Ravens make a good play and see how loud it is.
Yeah.
The decimals of volume was massively different.
I wonder how long it's going to be that way because, we grew up in LA, for the most part. And for so long, LA didn't have a team. It was kind of a Raider town. It was kind of a Raider town, but there's a lot of transplants. So like, it's crazy to see the amount of there's like football club bars. Like there's a Bills bar, there's a Jets bar, there's all these different bars because there's so many transplants. And now it went from no teams to two teams. And those teams basically have road games their entire slate is road games. And we're talking about the Rams who won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we're native to LA. So it's
the only LA team without an asterisk for their championship in the past 5 years.
Just got to throw that in there a little bit. Rib the
Dodger fans. Got any more of those 60-game seasons?
Yeah, you mentioned Angel Stadium. You know what's kind of funny about Angel Stadium? Like, Angels fans are low-key kind of scary, man. At least they're like, like there's some cholos in Anaheim's not like the best place in the world. And there's some like cholos out there. And that they're crazy because they root for the Angels and not the Dodgers.
Yeah. And then
like they chose that life. They chose that. And I just want to have a team that sucks.
And they're usually wearing like a pro NRA shirt too. So,
wow.
And then you got them rednecks too out in like Bumblefuck. So it's just like be on your P's and Q's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's at least a little. Yeah, I think twice about it. It's like this guy's an Angels fan. He's got nothing going on in his life. He's got nothing to lose. You're gonna try to speak reason with him. You're not gonna get too far. I'll be like, hey man, there's this cops right there. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm ready to go back to jail. I'll be like, shit.
It ain't the early 2000s anymore. We don't do shit in Anaheim.
Why did I come on baby bat night? Shit.
What's up, JL? How we doing? How we feeling? How we living? The Rams have more of a fan base than the Chargers because the Rams were in LA a while ago.
That is true.
Yes,
that is true.
Yes.
Cue the Andy Reid in the punt pass kick competition where he's like the world's largest 13-year-old ever.
Oh man, I love that video.
It's dude, could you imagine being the kid? Like you're like, I'm gonna be on the field, mom and dad. Yay. You walk out there, you see Andy Reid's big ass. You're like, what the fuck?
You're like, mixing in a little bit of whee.
Yeah.
But this is all the Chargers fans really want to see is her.
Yeah, I still don't. I miss this. Wasn't she wearing another team the other? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. It's the conspiracy of the conspiracies. All right, let's move on to more pressing topics, and that would be the story of the year, really. If you have a fantasy football team and haven't been ravaged with running back injuries, this story is not for you. But I guarantee you, if you listen to a thing or two about a thing or two, this may be for you. And we are talking about the running back saga, aka From Rags to Riches, the running back story. So I got one, and he should have been picked up if he was dropped a couple weeks ago, and that is Zach Moss. Zach Moss is a rags to riches from the Buffalo Bills, traded to the Colts for Nyheim Hines, who went down with an injury, and now he's a top 10 running back.
Nyheim Hines sold his ACL to run that kickoff return back after DeMar Hamlin.
He did.
Yeah, my guy's he saved me last week in a couple leagues. Roshan Johnson. Shout out JL. This is someone who JL's been on for a while. Like pre-draft, he was just on him. And he got hurt. Chicago's been kind of a dumpster fire offensively. You had Fields out, the O-line's not that great. Foreman just went out, so that kind of opened up carries, and everybody kind of thought it was going to be Herbert getting the lion's share there, and it turned out that it was Roshan, and he showed some chops in the passing game. He looked explosive. He kind of reminded me of, like, I felt like I was watching Jaylen Warren.
Nice.
Like, where it was just like you're used to watching this plotter in Deontay Foreman, kind of like Najee, and then he just kind of popped off the screen, and based on where Chicago's at, as we could tell, Justin Fields can't fucking throw the ball, down the field, except, he did do it when it counted on third down. But he had like 12 attempts behind the line of scrimmage. So that means they're going to run the ball a lot. They don't trust him to throw the ball. And yeah, I think Roshan's got high RB2 potential to close out the season.
Potentially they could be leaning Khalil Herbert in a little slowly and implementing him back from injury a little slowly. But my hot take is that he's the odd man out.
Yeah, no, I think it's Roshan. I think they're gonna see what they got there. And if Foreman comes back, I still think he maintains a role there.
I mean, he's just too good of a power runner for that offense. And Jared's saying Zach Moss 1,000% doing PEDs, but remember, this isn't baseball. You're allowed to do steroids in football.
Yeah, no, he should be. I mean, he's playing for a contract. So
yeah. The next one is a pretty obvious one. Since week 1 of the NFL season, he's been the number 2 back pretty much. And that is Gus Edwards of the Baltimore Ravens. J.K. Dobbins went down with an injury after already scoring 2 touchdowns. And it hurt me a lot and a couple other people a lot. And I've been trying to recover ever since then. Thought Justice Hill was the answer. But if you listen to JT like I didn't, you would know that Justice Hill was not the answer.
Basura.
Keaton Mitchell, though, go buy him in Dynasty.
Interesting. Yeah, he looks good.
I saw.
I wanted to shout you. Yeah, he's pretty fast. Looks pretty good. It's a different, nice change of pace. He plays well off of his skill set plays up off of Gus. So, but I do, you mentioned that you didn't listen, but I do want to give you a shout out on Charbonnet. Charbonnet is they got no one else there, so it's definitely going to be Zach Charbonnet in Seattle moving forward. Dallas's off defense can be kind of run on a little bit, so I think Charbonnet is going to be there the rest of the way. Kenneth Walker's injury doesn't look good, to put it mildly.
When you were like, I'm going to give you a shout out, my internet cut out and you just froze. So I didn't hear.
No, I was saying, giving you props on calling Zach Charbonnet. You were on Charbonnet the whole time. So
speaking of,
yeah, so I guess it's just back to me now. Oh, hey, there he goes. Hey, look at you. That was quick.
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
I don't know what the fuck is up with. It's not the internet. I think it's my computer.
It's all good. We probably just had a blooper reel of everyone just watching me trying to suppress a fart. Oh god, I don't know if it's one of those where like I'm scared. I don't know if it's a shit or a fart, so I'm not really trying to fuck around and find out.
We gotta go. I sharted. What?
Yeah.
I sharted. Name that movie in the comments.
So yeah, I was giving you credit for Charbonnet. Clearly, your computer does not want you to have any compliments.
I know,
or feel good about life. It's like, oh shit, he's getting a compliment. Fucking malfunction. Your cookies on your computer don't allow you to get compliments. Your targeted ads is no self-esteem. Oh wow, Jared and JL got it. Look at that. Fun fact, never watched that movie.
Really?
Yeah, no, it came out at a time where I think a dog died on me, and like I just, I heard that a dog dies in it, and I was just like, I'm just gonna skip that one. Also, I think I hated Owen Wilson at that time for some reason. I don't remember what it was.
He's in that?
Is it Owen Wilson? Or is it Ben Stiller?
It's Ben Stiller.
Insert white guy.
Wow.
No, you're different. You're different.
Wow.
So yeah, back to RBs that can save your season. In terms of who's available, I mean, deep play is probably Samaje, P Ryan. It's that he's kind of like, he might be the new McKinnon, which again, it's McKinnon season. So McKinnon and P Ryan, it's about that time of the year where it's guys that can get dump offs, guys that the other guys fucking carry the team down the field through the trenches, and then they're tired, they need to go take a break, and then lo and behold, McKinnon or P Ryan will come in and rip off a 20-yard gain. I guess we could throw Kenneth Gainwell in there as well.
Yeah, and like these only happen with contenders, right? We talk about these teams that are in the bottom. Like, I mean, maybe if Arizona was competing, I mean, just in case, if you have a bench spot open and you have James Conner, you need to handcuff him with Michael Carter. He's the clear lead number 2 back there, and he will be having a role in the passing game, but they're not competing, so I don't see him doing too much for fantasy. But that's a good point for just like Kenneth Gainwell, P. Ryan. The Broncos are actually competing. Who would have thought? And then obviously McKinnon, because they have Rashee Rice and a shell of Travis Kelce right now, unless Taylor Swift shows up. So they're going to need another pass catcher.
I'm glad that I can like resurface all of the Bills should have hired Sean Payton takes, because those were looking pretty fucking cold after that Miami game. Like after that Miami game, let's just say I got a few texts of, weren't you saying the Bills should hire Sean Payton? And I was like, I stand by it. Now, granted, I didn't know that they would go on a 5-0 runs.
Yeah, for sure. Rico Dowdle. Yep. You know, I mean, we all knew that Tony Pollard couldn't handle the load by himself.
We did call this.
And so, you know, we're looking at another running back, and it's not the 5'3" Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah. Also, I just think, you know, the Cowboys schedule, those could be some blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that they're going to just like ram Tony Pollard through there. Like we said, you know, he's not built like your prototypical back. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some Dowdle run there a little bit.
Oh my God. We're forgetting a big one.
Mostert?
No, even bigger. Remember, rags to riches. Fucking Jerome Ford.
Oh. He kind of fell off my radar. Did he have a big week this week?
No. But like from Nick Chubb's injury.
Oh yeah, right.
Ford, like even
yeah.
Kareem Hunt, there was a little glimpse of for like a week or two.
Yeah, Hunt had a couple weeks there. They're back to PJ Walker now. Probably DTR's in concussion. Oh, right. They have Flacco. I'd have to assume Flacco is better than PJ Walker.
Well, yeah, he's taking reps as well. So.
Oh, okay. So, you know, that's big for someone like Ford and Hunt, because Flacco is a proponent. He's one of those quarterbacks where, let's just say, I think, you know, both of us could beat him in a 40-yard dash. What does that mean? He's going to dump the ball off to running backs when no one's open. So, captain check down badge certified there. JL Khan's probably got the best rags to riches story, Kyron. And so, you know, a lot of people, I want to say a lot, but a lot of people that I respect were on him, and he completely was off my radar. Some people were like Cam Akers, and I was like, I think Cam Akers sucks. But it didn't really dawn on me. Kyron Williams is what the community thought Zach Evans was going to be.
Yeah, and we all also, you know, JT made a good point at the beginning of the season, is that like, who the fuck was going to block for him? But, you know, I guess they got some people.
They figured it out, man. Yeah. I think that's a sign of superior coaching there. And also, you know, you got to give the Rams credit. Just as an organization, they do a hell of a job drafting from the third round on, rounds 3 through 7, man. They don't always find a superstar per se, but they find some fucking good players that fit their scheme, and gotta hats off to them, man. And, you know, like I said, man, closing out this season, I really think the Rams are an offense to buy. I didn't think Kyron Williams was going to come in and score 3-4 touchdowns, but you just look at their schedule, you look at them getting Stafford back, healthy. And they have they have that level of desperation, man. I think the Rams. I'm also, you know, I've been saying I think the Rams make the playoffs. I think they're that good.
All right. Well, next we kind of covered this a little bit. Maybe we jump to some wide receivers in this next segment, but some potential league winners. Who we got at wide receiver there, JT?
Houston wide receivers. You know, if it's a pass catcher and they are a Texan, you know, Tank Dell is kind of like the hot name. and rightfully so. I mean, Tank Dell's been awesome, but I don't think you should forget about Nico Collins. He's got 20 targets in the last 2 weeks. Dalton Schultz. If Collins isn't open in the red zone, it's going to Dalton Schultz. That's just kind of how it is. And even Noah Brown is good for a good run after catch play per game. And their schedule, man, is just, they have Denver this week. That's a tough matchup, non-ideal. But their playoff schedule is Tennessee, Cleveland, Tennessee. And I know someone might hear Cleveland and they might be put off, but that's not the same defense anymore. They've suffered some injuries there. Garrett's less than 100%. The game is in Houston. It's indoors, and Cleveland's just banged up. They're down Denzel Ward right now, so that's not exactly as bad of a matchup as you would think. And then obviously you get Tennessee in weeks 15 and 17. That's, I mean, everybody's posting, nearly perfect passer ratings against Tennessee. So that's a massive win. We losing him? Is he frozen? All right. Yep. Hey. Hoot. Hoot. Hey.
I'm glad it didn't reload.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. I just find it hilarious when
What's happening?
When the NFL audio just picks up Dak going, "Here we go." Yeah. Well, it looks like I'll just talk to you guys. I'm sure Ben's side. Boom. Oh, and we're back. Oh, there it is. Hey, hoop,
hey, hey.
Yeah. So I was just, saying Houston pass catchers.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, Cleveland, Tennessee. That's really strong. I like Brandon Cooks to close out the year.
Yeah, me too.
I think Cooks is kind of like a sneaky, underrated guy. They're hyper targeting CD, but they're throwing the ball a lot, and with a positive schedule to close out the year, you have to assume teams are going to start just bracketing CD, and that's going to open up opportunities for Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even be completely opposed to taking flyers on Jalen Tolbert there. Ferguson is obviously kind of like someone that you should have, someone that should be rostered at this point. I've been talking about, yeah, Sutton's been on a hot streak, man.
Yeah, and he has Houston this week. He has the Chargers. He has the Lions, the Patriots, and then the Chargers again.
Yeah, those are all plus matchups. Houston has a pretty good secondary, but I don't know if they have anyone that particularly matches up well with him. I like the Jaden Reed shout. They're definitely emphasizing him. They're manufacturing touches for him, and it seems like every time he gets a wide receiver sweep or like a jet sweep or a handoff, it's like 20 yards every time. So I do like how Green Bay's manufacturing him in there, and he's starting to be more involved in the passing game.
And obviously, Rashee Rice, I mean...
yeah, man. I mean, look, they're just looking for a receiver to catch the ball 80% of the time. Mm-hmm. Please, anyone, just catch it 4 out of 5 times. We'll fucking live with it.
Yeah.
Zay Flower, I'm not crazy about Zay's closing schedule. His schedule kind of concerns me a little bit. If you can make it to week 17. He does have Miami. I don't think he's a wide receiver that Ramsey would particularly shadow. So, and that I expect that game to have quite a few points scored. So, I'm just not crazy about the games leading up to it. I know he has San Francisco in week 16. That's a bit of a tough one for me. He has Jacksonville week 15. It's not Jacksonville's kind of like Jekyll and Hyde a little bit. Sometimes their defense shows up, sometimes it doesn't. I'm just not really crazy about where Baltimore's trending. I feel like they might have peaked a little bit too soon here offensively, and I expect them to kind of regress a little bit. Not saying that they're not a contender, not saying they can't pick it up by playoff time, but teams go through ebbs and flows throughout the season, and I'm not, especially after watching this Chargers game. I'm not too enthused about how that offense looks without Mark Andrews. Yeah, and like you mentioned, being on him, expecting him to pick up some targets there, with Andrews out. Um, I'm just not liking how the offense is operating, but they do have a bye week. They get the Rams after the bye at home. Maybe they make the adjustment without Mark Andrews there, but I'm souring a little bit on Baltimore right now.
Rightfully so. Let's see. Jalen Tolbert or Michael Gallup?
Tolbert. Tolbert's he's just looked way better. I'd also expect him, like, if we think the Cowboys are going to be blowing some of these teams out, I think Tolbert will be in there for the duration of the game more frequently than Gallup is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was a team that I had in mind where I was like, this is kind of where I'm leaning, but how are we feeling about Jefferson coming back?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's guaranteed that he plays after the bye. Like, I think it's likely, but I don't think it's guaranteed. He still doesn't have that contract. I mean, Josh Dobbs is going to have to come in and look like, he's going to have like a Brock Purdy level practice to convince him to come back. That was an ugly loss. I mean, he had some Carson Wentz, Zach Wilson level interceptions in that game where I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not surprised to see O'Connell at the end of the game talk about how he's going to evaluate the quarterback position. It looked like he was going to pull him after the third pick.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like he was going to make the move. So that Josh Dobbs hype train, came crashing to a halt. It's someone that I have no shares of. I couldn't acquire any, just because I just didn't feel comfortable with the price point.
Mm-hmm.
I've been completely on the sidelines on the Josh Dobbs hype train, and it was kind of just crazy to watch. That was a pretty horrific performance. Granted, I do think Chicago. Everyone's going to say Dobbs played like shit, but I do think Chicago's defense put together its best game. They look competent.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any pass catchers for the 49ers, they're going to eat.
Yeah.
They have Philly, Seattle, Arizona, Baltimore, and then they end with Washington.
Yeah, and Philly just, Philly's been hemorrhaging yards through the air.
Mm-hmm.
They're still trying to figure out their secondary. Slay looks a step slower. Bradbury is not an all-pro this year. And both of their safety spots, I think they definitely underestimated the CJ Gardner-Johnson loss there. So rough sledding for them there.
Yeah, in a big way. All right, let's move on to a little bit Thursday night preview. We've got the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks playing in a game that the Seahawks really needs to win to make a playoff push. But I do not have them winning. I have the Cowboys winning again.
Yeah, the spread started out at -9.5 Cowboys. It got pushed down to -8.5 here. Short week. Cowboys are coming off a huge week. Seahawks are coming off getting their ass kicked. I think this is a bad matchup for the Seahawks. I think it's a tough matchup all around for them. I don't think Geno's 100%. I think he's still reeling from, I think it was the Rams game he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And their O-line has not played as well as last year. They're missing Kenneth Walker. That's a big loss. DK's banged up. Lockett's, I think, banged up as well. I think it's a tough matchup all around. I have this one. I have this like 34-13 Cowboys.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be. I think it's just. I don't think they have anything for them, offensively or defensively. The only way that this becomes a game is if Dak just has a brain fart game and throws 3 first half interceptions.
Don't you fucking say that.
I mean, he's been the QB1 through the middle of the season, so
yeah,
I think he's all the way up to like 3rd overall.
Let's see. Oh, shit.
He's 6th overall. He's the 3rd quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's been ripping off games since the bye week. Since the Chargers game, he's just been ripping off. And this is what we, if you listen to us then, that's what we were telling you. His schedule is going to get. He got all the tough matchups out the way early. Yeah, man, they're looking good.
Dallas
good. It's right about that time of the year where Dallas fans, actually have hope.
I guess here's one right here.
Great. Yeah, JL is a Dallas fan. It just cracks me up every time where it's just like he is yelling it so loud that the audio is just like picking it up clearly. Do you think
that may have been my favorite part of Thanksgiving.
He's going to be I think he's going to be a father, right, JL? You think that's what he yelled when he just, that was his vinegar shot yell? Like,
here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, man. He's just, it's just kind of funny.
So what do we do with DK?
I mean, I would have hoped that you would have listened to us and already sold DK. He's just one of those guys you kind of have to play. You have to hope that he gets kind of like in the end zone. I think with no Diggs on the Dallas side, I think he could kind of, get in a rebounding position and catch a fade in the end zone. So you kind of have to play him. He's the only receiver that I would feel a modicum of, feeling okay about playing. But Geno just looks hurt. I don't think Geno looks good at all.
DK or Deontay?
The Steelers have Arizona, so I would almost take any Steeler skill guy over DK at the moment.
Cortland Sutton or DK?
Probably Sutton because I expect more points needed in that game.
Curtis Samuel or DK?
Yeah, I know Samuel's kind of on a heater right now, but that's probably where I probably draw the line and say it's getting a little too cute. Curtis Samuel, they're going to be at home against Miami. McLaurin probably gets the Ramsey coverage. I still think that's probably getting a little too cute. I'd probably roll DK.
Let's see. Hollywood Brown or DK?
Hollywood Brown. I think Arizona is a sneaky play against Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I know it's on the road and they didn't look really good against the Rams, but Pittsburgh's secondary has been looking very suspect. It looks pretty bad. And I think people will kind of get lulled that they only gave up 10 points against the Bengals, but that's against Jake Browning. So he's hurt.
All right. He's questionable. He has a questionable tag right now. But he should be good to go. I have a
heel injury.
Cedric Tillman or DK Metcalf?
What? DK.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Zay Flowers or DK?
Zay's on a bye.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, in Dynasty, I definitely want Zay over DK, but
no, just for this week.
No. Watch now he goes out and gets a negative week. One catch, fumble, lost, broken ribs, out for the rest of the game.
Fucker. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready for it? Can we do it? Should I do it? Should we do it?
Put the gun down.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
What's in the Box is a segment where we talk about players you should take the bag for. And right now, the trade deadline for most redraft leagues is gone. So we're talking Dynasty. Are you taking the bag for Trevor Lawrence?
No. I mean, it depends on, look, there's always a price point for someone, but at the moment, no, Lawrence is probably closer to a buy for me than a sell. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to break it down like offenses that I'm looking to sell right now. The Lions would be a team that I'm probably looking to sell more often than not. Amon-Ra is kind of like a jewel guy to me. I don't know if that's someone that I'm looking to sell per se, but all the other pieces I think are negotiable for me. And the reason is they have a pretty tough closing schedule in terms of just it's the combination of they have a fairly tough closing schedule. Their offense is not looking the same. It looks like we're definitely seeing some regression there, which happens in the season. It's just natural. Ben Johnson almost assuredly will not be there next year. I anticipate that he'll probably take a head coaching job, especially with the quarterbacks that are coming out. Or maybe he goes to Carolina. Wink, wink. Detroit is one of those. Is an offense that I'm probably looking closer to a sell than a buy. I might sell high on Denver just because I'd imagine that there's going to be more changes there. And I probably want to be a year early on getting rid of Russ than a year late. This is probably the last, kind of peak that you'll kind of have for him. And I don't know if there's any other definitive sell at all costs. I mean, I'm always a sell Jordan Love when you can.
And right now you can.
I mean, his profile is just like, he's the best. He's the next Favre Rodgers. And then it's like, this guy stinks. And now we're on the part of the roller coaster right now where he's the next Rodgers. And granted, I mean, he has looked pretty good, but I mean, if you watch that Lions-Packers game, it's pretty easy to look good when you have 3 to 4 possessions that start within your opponent's 30, 20, 30-yard line. They had 2 possessions, I think, that were automatic red zone possessions. So,
Calvin Ridley.
he's getting closer to 30, but he has low mileage. I anticipate that Jacksonville will keep him. He's more of a hold than a sell for me.
Okay.
I wouldn't be mad at, hey, if there's a bag to be had for him, if someone comes over and wants to give you 2 ones, yeah, why not?
What about any of the Texans wide receivers? Well, just Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
It's interesting there. So, it's just kind of tough. You have to assume that they are. I mean, you don't have to assume. Common sense tells you that they're going to continue to build around C.J. Stroud. I mean, Stevie Wonder could find a receiver that he could get the ball to. So, I don't know, man. Based on where Cesario comes from, and that's the New England tree, I don't know if they believe in going out and getting a T. Higgins. I don't know if he believes in going out and getting a high-priced wide receiver. I think it's more likely that they probably draft somebody. And I don't think that they will be in a range to get a guy that makes you freak out about either of those guys' target shares. And the reality of that situation is Stroud is going to be a 600 attempt a year guy. Because why not? Why wouldn't you have him throw the ball 600 times? So, no, I think Collins and Dell are closer to buys for me. And I would feel comfortable as long as it's not a top 7 rookie pick next year. I think that's about where their valuation is. And I think you could probably get that for Dell right now. So if you're selling them, you should target a top 7 rookie pick.
All right. Speaking of trades, this next segment is the ladder.
Oh, God. I'm going to have diarrhea again. It's okay. Ma'am, bathroom, bathroom, bathroom.
Oh, that's a big boy, isn't he?
Eat, Shit, and Die segment is our funny segment where we talk about trades that we got or you got that are bullshit. JT, would you like to kick us off?
I don't think I have any.
Dang it. Oh, yeah. I do.
Right. Well, I don't think it's an eat, shit, and die. This is probably closer to like a why the fuck would I do this? I get Noah Fant. I send out Mac Jones. Like what? And my response was just LOL. And like, they're like, it's Mac Jones, ... Like, yeah, I know, but I mean, Mac Jones has what, 3? I think he has like 3 30-point performances this year.
Who?
No, he's got 3 20-point. He's got 3 20-point performances. It's like, what I'd rather have the nothing quarterback than the nothing tight end.
Yeah. In a rush heavy league where like literally every rushing stat you get a point for and multiple like fraction points. And this is coming off his crazy week last week as well. And like I'm in the middle of the pack. I would get Joe Burrow and a second in a super flex league.
Okay.
And I would be giving up Jalen Hurts.
No.
Of course not.
Yeah, why the fuck would I do? Why would I do that? I mean, I would do it if, I'm tanking and it's Joe Burrow and like a top 7 rookie pick.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that. But I have one. So I send out Logan Thomas and a rookie third,
Mm-hmm.
and I get Cam Akers and Josh Palmer. But wait, there's more.
Okay.
I send out Travis Etienne. I get Zach Charbonnet and a 2025 rookie first.
Sick,
I'm
bro.
Yeah, like sure. Why wouldn't I do that? I'm only contending.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the 3 seed. That makes a lot of sense.
And this next one, just for namesake, nothing else, but just for namesake for what he used to be. I would get Darius Slayton and a 24 third for DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, so it's DeAndre Hopkins for a third.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather say that DeAndre Hopkins is going to defeat Father Time.
Yeah, me too.
I wonder if Vrabel's going to be there next year. I think he's a very interesting candidate. I think that roster is kind of in shambles there. I can't be kind of shocked if he stays.
You want to just hear a trash trade? Like nothing for nothing?
Yeah.
I would send away Gus Edwards, Elijah Moore, and Jacoby Brissett for Brandon Cooks, AJ Dillon, Jerry Jeudy, and Hayden Hurst.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Really?
Yeah, I think the upside's on your side there. You're sending out who? You get Jeudy, Dillon, Cooks, and Hurst. I mean, who cares about Hurst? Yeah. But who are you sending out?
Gus Edwards, Elijah Moore, and Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. I think the upside's on your side, bud. Brandon Cooks is way better than Elijah Moore. I mean, Gus Edwards is Gus Edwards. I mean, yeah, he might fall into the end zone.
Yeah, I just have JK. You know, so that's the only reason why
Dude, JK's dead. It doesn't matter who you have. He's fucking dead, dog. How many ACLs can you rip as a fucking
7? Obviously.
How many ACLs can you tear? He ain't coming back. He ain't dude, the last time he came back, he looked like a one-legged running back. What's he gonna look now? A no-legged running back?
Yeah.
He's gonna be a potato?
Potato. Tomato. Let's call the whole
what a bummer Jerry Jeudy was. Yeah, no, Dobbins is done, dog. You know what J.K. Dobbins is? J.K. Dobbins is Gucci Rashad Penny.
That's funny. That's fucked up. That's funny.
He's Gucci Rashad Penny. Get him out of here.
And speaking of Gucci Gang, that does it for our show today, Gucci Gang. My name is Chef Dunna, Ben Dunna, the #1 stunner, with my boy JT, the Dynasty Don, the Gucci Mane Prowler, we call him as well. So Dobbins is done. And that's okay, because we're done too. So see y'all next week. He's done.
Dobbins is done. And there we go. Yeah,
all right, Jared. You're on the show next week too. So you better strap up and strap in. We're going live with Jared. I just nominated him and elected him. He doesn't have to accept or decline because he has to do it now.
Are you flirting with him? You're telling him to strap up?
Strap up, strap on. We're getting fucking freaky. So see y'all next week. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We get it in. We strap it on. We go in hard. Bye.